Season 8 live for Thursday, the 21st of October, 2021. Do.
With a green glass screen, placing blocks per hand, it's the hills extreme. Have you ever seen a yo's expand? Grown and shown up with your demands, yeah. Everybody subscribe, Sean Hills is here to promote his bro live. Placing blocks all over the place, all powered by a vegan with jump boost and haste, brother. I'll watch him let's play and with Joe, all the views I'll say it. Binge watch, Hermitcraft, binge watch, Hermitcraft, binge watch, Hermitcraft, Joe. Go binge watch, go binge watch 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 Joe. Joe. Stream it. Fill in your gaps, check live feeds and load up Hermitcraft. Watch it on any size screen. Back it up to clone redstone machines just building. With dry concrete powder, wetting it down for a much smoother towel. Cause on this tube there's only one server. The whitelist is closed, so don't inquire further. Neighboring players compete on their stores. Hermitcrafters you love with improv rapport, you just binge watch, Hermitcraft, binge watch, Hermitcraft, binge watch, Hermitcraft, Joe. Go binge watch, go binge watch 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 Joe. Viewers, you better click subscribe because today we're building that hype. Comment, your praises don't fail. Sean Hill's on a roll with Hermitcraft details. Singing out loud the way it should be sung with the Nashville sound that you like for fun. You know it's live now like a Hermitcrafter. Read the description, tweet about it after. The hour of the Hermit is nigh. Churning out videos y'all will like. Binge watch, Hermitcraft. Binge watch, Hermitcraft. Binge watch, Hermitcraft. Joe. Go binge watch, go binge watch 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 Joe. Binge watch, Hermitcraft. Binge watch, Hermitcraft. Binge watch, Hermitcraft. Joe. Go binge watch, go binge watch Joe. Go binge watch, go binge watch Joe. Go binge watch, go binge watch Joe. Joe. Who's the guy who conquers death? The mister with the whispers when Mumbo forgets. After introducing Pearl and Gem to say we're settling a continent. Shoulder to shoulder, surrounded by water, beyond which reset, risk your face if you wanna. We live close, we build close, we speak in proximity. Season 8's here today, still in its infancy. Mumbo is saying go, everyone's cheering. Suddenly scattering, always unfearing. Though it passed by without Mumbo mentioning, there's a crew, you know who to keep you adventuring. Asuma securing villagers, Pearl on fine architecture, Joe grabbing supplies, ready to throw at the first fools who die. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The very first to die, B-double-O don't cry. Pops and quite chagrin, takes some apples and he flies. Zombie Cleo's next, needs an axe for the road. Geared up and cheered up, she's off with some lows. Gemini Tay appears slain by Jevin, but B-dubs is back before Joe loads the first chest in. Then Pearl's killed by Cleo, who Joe had armed previously. Then Cleo's dead too, per Isco mischievously. Impulse SV got blown up by a creeper. Says he won't be back, but how can he be sure? Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The resupply crew. Asuma laddering a mine shaft. The resupply crew. Pearl egging a shell. The resupply crew. Joe lavaing a portal. Yo, you're immortal, here's a doorway to hell.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy?
Who's the guy who struck his first die encircled suddenly by three of his friends? Tango, Corrales, and B-double-O, all armed and armored to shake down Joe. Threats bacon triplicate fully surrounded. Joe took to the sky with cobble unbounded. Lava to dump on the brigands below, or on himself. Misdirection, let's go! Heading down to somewhere with coordinates in hand. Bridging and a tunneling connecting flower forest land. Cleo is away, so Joe leaves her a saddle. He hopes as he does she won't use it for battle. Returning to world spawn and lighting his tunnel, he keeps striking lava and dies a whole bundle. And drowns hunting squids, though he tried his best. But no worries, back at world spawn there's a resupply chest. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. One chest becomes 4 labeled in stock. The shell thickens yet with smooth sandstone block. Bushes are placed, ravines are filled in. Also the hermits can keep adventuring. If dying is losing, then living is winning. Episode's done, but the show's just beginning. Pick up some tools, some potatoes and steak, and show them you're real, give them season 8. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream.
Lay your head down and dream.
Let your mind flow downstream.
Sprawl down in.
a
Whoa!
moonbeam.
Come on!
Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. I was just trying to go through my inventory to get ready for this episode, because we are currently setting up the stream now, but apparently a creeper snuck up on me. I thought we got to bed before all that was gonna, really come at us too hard. Somebody says my mic is peaking badly. What is going on with that? Dang it, Windows. Did you reset my microphone? Sorry. Now we get to go and troubleshoot sound problems. Open sound settings. Manage device properties. Yeah, that should be here. Okay. So sometimes the hermits talk about why we hate Windows. Sometimes Windows just arbitrarily turns up the gain on my microphone at the system level for literally no reason, with no warning. It's that kind of day, folks. I have had a very, very productive, busy day. I feel like I've helped a lot of people, get a lot of stuff done. But wow, I am wiped out. So we're going to do a 1-hour chill stream. I'm going to probably try to do one of these a week. I'm trying to be more attentive to trying to get enough rest and things like that. And because, before I took my long weekend, by the end, I was so stressed out that I was really, I was falling asleep at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, and I was waking up at 7. And then I was taking a bunch of 20-minute naps throughout the day, and that just wasn't healthy. And I'm really trying to make sure that everything I do is sustainable in the long term. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of getting my sleep cycle back on track, but some days, like this day, I was just I am so wiped out. I either need a ton of caffeine to do a 2-hour show, or I just need to accept no caffeine. I'm going to go to bed in an hour. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to bed in an hour. So, dang it. Because, yeah. I was kind of in this, terrible loop of being too tired to feel confident about my abilities, and then having too much caffeine. Welcome, Noob Destroyer. Having too much caffeine to be able to get to bed at a reasonable hour. So, George Harris says, that's my normal sleep cycle. Lol. The problem is, some people can pull that off. I can't. It caused me nothing but problems. I really need to run in there and just light all that up. I don't have any torches. I have literally 0 torches on me. So yeah, trying to do one chill stream a week per demand is good. So here's what I'm going to suggest now. I think we're going to start our first recording segment of the night. We're going to turn the face camera and the overlay off temporarily. We're going to hit start recording. And we are going to roll in over this way. Oh, dang it. Of course, my attempt to empty my inventory earlier was interrupted by that creeper. So we didn't actually do that. We also need more redstone. Hey, Quiet Devious, thank you for the first tip of the evening. Let me turn that camera back on because I haven't hit start. Well, I had to start recording. Either way, thank you, Quiet Devious, for the first tip of the day. That 20, boom. That's going to get us to our first face camera expansion. So please direct your attention down here to slot 8 so I can say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee, ba-bow. Alrighty. So next up, what we need to do is we need to find, where do I have that copy and paste link? Tips welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Wonderful Yelly says, this is my first stream and it's already great. Hey, I am glad you made it. Whoa. Oh, wait, that's not. Welcome, Yelly. Ooh. The ooh is the exclamation point. Glad you could join us. We're going to go ahead and clear that out, though. Boop. Really, this is a terrible setting up stream now sign. It should look more proper. This is a little bit better. No. Yeah. Okay, cool. That feels much better. Okay. Where was I? It's Ellie. Wonderfully Ellie. Or Wonderfully Eli, like Elijah. Well, I will leave a chair for you. Okay, here we go. We are going to start our first recording segment of the night. Hermitcraft Season 8, Episode 14, Segment India. Take 1, and action. As we approach our house here, it is now clear we've got the redstone dispensers in place. All the wiring is through the roof. Well, not really through the roof. It's through the floor. But you know what? I keep asking, what could I do more to improve this? You know what? I turned it on for the first time with exactly the same setup that Wells had, wiring-wise. And unfortunately, it didn't work. And I found out after about an hour of experimentation, the reason it was failing was because I had moved the dispensers up 1 block, which meant I needed to add 3 more items to the Etho hopper clock to get the timing perfect. As you can see here, it is now perfect. What I would rather do, though, is I would rather, instead of having this run slightly less efficiently than the one up the hill, I think we want to turn this off. Here we go. Boom. Throw the switch. And instead, I think we want to lower this, right? So if instead of having those dispensers up there, we put some more festive fare down here, we're going to go ahead and empty both dispensers of their water buckets. We're going to place some extra blocks. We're going to hit the wrong button. We're going to remove a bunch of things. Look at this. It's almost like I planned this out. Okay, so now at this point, what we can do is we can put redstone here. We're going to need to, in order to actually have the dispenser face downward, we need to kind of look up at it. Where are the dispensers? So we're going to place a dispenser here. We're going to come over a few more. I probably should have counted out exactly how far away the dispenser was from the wall before. I'm pretty sure it was about here. This is fine. Wait, is there just a place where there was a hole in the ground? Also, maybe that's not acceptable. Maybe I'm really lucky that I didn't accidentally have water reaching that far because it would have ruined all the redstone down here. Well, no, there's nothing for it to wash away. Either way, though, I'm going to pick that back up. We're going to edit a lot of this out. Joe Hills, remember to soft edit this. Lotta. Okay, so here we go. So I think that we want to have this come down from there. How far does water go? It goes pretty far, I feel like. Dang it, wrong. So we're going to place bucket in here. Bucket in here. We're going to remove these 3. 4. Ooh. Big spender. Gonna ender pearl up here so we can apply final redstone. So we have this redstone carry from across there. Great. So the next thing we need to do is we need to pop back down and we need to turn down the hopper clock from 12 to 7. I think that should get this almost perfect. So boom, set that to 7. And we are going to turn this back on. And let's see, this bad boy should now be even more efficient than the model up the hill. Ooh, efficiency. I'm personally loving this. We are generating so many orange flowers so quickly. We can get these back in shop quicker than you can say, Cub, please buy more orange flowers for me. Why don't we do that now? Time skip. Okay, we're going to hit stop recording. Okay, we're going to turn the iPad back up. We're going to turn the camera back up. What did y'all think? I mean, I'm going to cut that down some because there was some wasted time in there. But I feel like that was a usable take on the whole. Was the audio okay? I wasn't peaking, hopefully. Did I fix the audio enough? People are saying audio was good. Okay. Did it seem like it moved the story along of, like, what I'm accomplishing here? Like, it's like, hey, Wells taught us how to do this, and now we're doing it, you know? It felt good to me. It felt like progress. But I want the viewer to feel like there's progress in the episode, too, you know what I mean? Okay. So, we're gonna offload a bunch of this stuff into here. We're gonna pick up a bunch of the flowery ones, though. Offload all the non-flower nonsense. Getting all the non-flower nonsense out of the inventory. We don't need it. Need all the flowers now. We do need food. Okay, we don't need the extra bucket. Potions of slow falling, those are basically necessary. Am I going to add automatic collection or keep doing it manually? Probably keep doing it manually because it's more fun for me. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to lure a pig with a saddle in here, though, and then ride around with it on with a carrot stick. But I feel like it accomplishes the goal of being a Halloween-themed build, in that it's the cabin from Evil Dead. And it accomplishes the goal of refilling the flowers up. Right? So... okay, actually, let's take all of these seeds with us, since we have room. Okay, those will keep spawning for the next 5 minutes. So as long as we don't take more than 5 minutes to go over here, we should be fine. We're not going to have stuff despawn. And I'm the only person on the server, so I don't feel bad about leaving the farm running. I mean, I am attending it, technically. I'm just over here. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay, so then we're going to let that run. Even in Hunter Walker. You know, we should probably run through our setting up stream song to see if we have anything in our checklist we need to knock out.
Eight 8:30 p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title, tweet, pour water, tank top, and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before, lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chest tools breaking. Pick us when proof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click craft and quick anvil time and champ pick, then I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery, I'm sure there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swear. Not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show.
Alrighty, so I think we are basically ready to declare our stream started. Let's go ahead and pick up these items, though, before we go pick up our tablet. Okay, that almost filled up our inventory, but not quite. Okay, so we got our tablet back now. We have set up the stream. We paused folding, we opened VLC, we picked all the songs before lay your head down and dream. Boom. You know, I don't want to be that guy. But I feel like we set up the stream pretty good. I5 and Hippo says, Joe, you're so tiny down there in the corner. Well, the camera gets bigger every time we hit a tipping milestone. We are currently 20 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So, I think we can actually clear that entire thing out. So, to some degree, what we need to do right now is fill our inventory with flowers, then wander back to the other place. We also need to dump off the things we don't need, like this. And also, maybe I don't need the sawmill thing, as I'm just, like, looking through my inventory of stuff that I don't need at the moment. Maybe we take some of these up to the castle as well real quick while we let the thing run. Whoops, that was not the ender pearl that I wanted. Okay, so we're going to try going this way now. We're going to manually put some ender pearls in here. We're going to grab the rest of these flowers out of here, though. And then we are going to grab the rest of these, because these need to go. Wait, we can toss that in favor of this. Boom, extra ender pearls are now stored. Flower, come back. I need you. It is actually flower time right now. It is flower time. Don't get confused, flower. Okay. Are any of these boxes remotely close to being empty? This one is. So we're going to fill this one with stuff that we kind of want right now. This box is way emptier. Flower, come back. Hang on, flower. Flower, hang on. Okay, you go there. You come back here. All the rest go back in here. Now we drop off the bow and arrow. Okay, let's go back this way now. Look at us. We're making broad improvements here. Okay. Hello, Rainbow. Glad you can join us. I'm Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. So we're going to put this ender chest down here so that we can move things into it as we go. And in theory, this thing should run pretty well. Do we have time to go get a pig? Maybe. Maybe. I also kind of want to move the stuff that's got a full stack into there. So that's a full stack. That's a full stack. That's a B. Oh my gosh. Scared. So sometimes the water doesn't reach that back corner, and I'm not sure why. It's flower. It's flower time. Okay, so y'all, do you like it when there is a little bit of structure to the stream? So even though this is a 1 hour chill stream, I had some creative brainstorming that I started during a call earlier that I kind of wanted to continue. Okay. Do you guys feel up for some creative brainstorming? Oh, weird. So these have somehow become ungrassed, and so that's not working anymore. Oh, they might be out of, they might also be out of bone meal. Yeah, they are. Okay. Quiet Devious is up for discussion on brainstorming. Eli is up for discussion. Nyla agrees with me that it's not fun when bees attack your face. Thank you, Nyla. I appreciate your support. Okay. Pete Marencack says, go for it, Joe. Reese Clan says, brainstorming, please. Okay. So while we restock this, it's going to... so I want to do a little bit of sketching on the stream of some ideas. But first, I need my hands on the keyboard and mouse right now so we can get to bed and get the bone meal back in here. But the idea is, once we get the bone meal in and the farm is running, I wanted to go through some ideas for my next crafting stream with Zombie Cleo. Hey, welcome, Mahime Angel. Glad you could join us. You were there at the last crafting stream. Many of the folks here are able to join Cleo and I for at least a bit of our 4-hour crafting stream we do every Wednesday morning, tentatively called Crafty Hermits. You're only allowed to call something a hermit event if all the hermits are invited, really. And so technically we've been going out of our way to invite everybody, but they've been really busy. Pearl and Gem have expressed an not Pearl. False and Gem have expressed an interest in joining us once their lives calm down a little bit. And a few other folks have been less committal, but still are possible as folks that might join us. Dang it. Oh, here's all the bone meal. I was like, somewhere I had a bunch of bone blocks. And that's it. That's where they were. So, anyway, Cleo and I do this Crafty Hermit stream every Wednesday. Sometimes we move it to Tuesday or Thursday. But the idea is that we want to do different types of crafts kind of year-round. And so we started off with our papercraft castles. And as we got into October, last stream I did a candy house made out of chocolate cookies with a bunch of frosting and candy all over it, which has been my daughter's dessert for the last couple days, and she is ecstatic about. For the next stream, I want to do a couple things. I want to do a little bit of miniature painting. because 4 hours is a long time to do one thing. What's the other thing I want to do that's not miniature painting? I want to carve pumpkins. And you might say, Joe, how many pumpkins? It's like, well, so I took my daughter to the pumpkin patch today, and we walked out of there with 7 pumpkins. And some of them are for her. I got 2 pumpkins for her to paint and 1 for her to carve, and I got 4 for me to carve. Because she wants to get started now, but if she starts carving today, the pumpkins won't last till Halloween. It's too warm here for them to just sit out, right? So, yeah, Nyla Gray says, I watched the replay of the Candy House. It was awesome. That generous tip validated your daughter's plan. She was very proud of herself. She was very proud of herself. And I'm happy too, because, like, here's the thing is, you know, it's like if some people are like, I don't know how I feel about Joe getting a several $100 tip all at once. He's probably just going to blow it all on rent and electricity. Well, I did take $60 of that tip and go buy way too many huge pumpkins. So I'm reinvesting some of it back into the arts and crafts stream. Don't worry. Don't worry. But yeah, so the pumpkins, some of them were like $13 pumpkins, some of them were $7 pumpkins, but it averaged out. But yeah, I just spent a lot of money on pumpkins today. And what would be an embarrassing amount on pumpkins. Because, but you know what? Like I said, some of them are for hanging out with my daughter and for her to paint, and some of them are for me to craft on the stream. So I'm going to do some pumpkin carving on the stream on Wednesday. And I wanted to brainstorm some ideas for what we might carve into the pumpkins. And I had some notes from my earlier brainstorming call with my project manager, NJ Coffee Junkie. And we're going to talk about that. Let's get this machine running, and then we can actually bust out the tablet and talk about good ideas and bad ideas for pumpkins. So, some folks are saying already, and this is something we already considered, what about the @ symbol? That would be fun because, you know, it's on your shirt in Minecraft. Well, here's the thing I feel about that, is it feels kind of crassly commercial, right? It's like part of the fun of pumpkins is to make something that's of the season. And the @ in @Joe Hills, it's a year-round feeling. It's not just about Halloween, right? Now, the thing is about pumpkins, though, pumpkins are also about celebrating, when you're carving them, celebrating things you really like. Hey, welcome, Incredible Mike. And so, people who are huge Doctor Who fans, well, Doctor Who's not really about Halloween, but they might make a Doctor Who pumpkin. But, like, you know, I kind of feel like if you work for the BBC and you're carving a Doctor Who pumpkin, that's like something that they have the marketing intern do. And because I'm the entire company here, I feel like if I'm spending my pumpkin time doing marketing intern tasks, maybe that's not optimal, right? Maybe we let the fans make pumpkins if they want to make @ pumpkins, but, like, we don't have me do that, right? Yeah, a scary @ symbol. I don't know what that would look like, Brain Boy, but I do like that actually has a challenge to it. Reese Clan says, how about a creeper face? You know, that was also another one that came up during the call, and NJ and I talked about a creeper face, and I said, I feel like the problem with a creeper face is that it's very, like, it's a very generic Minecraft thing. That's like the lowest hanging fruit possible, right? Lots of folks are going to go out there and make a creeper face pumpkin. And at the point where you're just making really simple shapes like that, like I could make a circle, a triangle, and a square from Squid Games. But if I was going to make a Squid Games pumpkin, wouldn't I want to do better than a circle, a triangle, and a square? If I was going to make a Minecraft pumpkin, how much better could I do than a creeper face, right? So I said, how about this? Have you seen how the warden has, like, a gaping maw in its chest? What if we made one pumpkin carved to the shape of the chest of the warden, and then we took a second pumpkin and carved it in the shape of the warden's head, right? That is new, it's fresh, and it's Minecraft, but in a new way, right? Another idea I had. And so, okay, we're getting a lot of really good suggestions in here, too. Edgar Allan Poe pumpkin is a good suggestion. I don't know exactly what, but that's a good train of thought. See, that's good. Skyline of the Castle says Die Stubes. Yeah, that was another one that I considered was an outline of the Castle Hohenzollern, because, like, I've worked with Castle Hohenzollern so much that, like, I feel like I could almost do it blind. Not quite. NJ says, should I get my notebook and jot these down? No, because I'm going to use the tablet once we're kind of going over the core concept of this. We aren't really in the weeds yet, although I'm literally running through the weeds. This is the setup. This is the introduction to the concept, right? But yeah, some people have suggested, which didn't occur to me, doing a pinball pumpkin, and saying, like, I don't know what a pinball pumpkin would look like, but that would be cool. That is a really good suggestion. One of my favorite suggestions that came out of the brainstorming meeting was people were like, well, what if you did a pumpkin of this hermit or that hermit? And I was like, well, you know, some of the hermits have different attitudes about stuff like that. Like, I feel like if I made, like, a false symmetry pumpkin, like, even though False and I have known each other for years, like, we don't have the kind of relationship where that would be, like, normal for me to be like, hey, out of all the hermits, I made a pumpkin about you, right? But if I made a B-dubs pumpkin, he'd be like, Joe, I love the pumpkin. Of course you made a pumpkin about me. Everyone should. I love it, right? Like, some people just have different feelings about seeing depictions of themselves. And I would want to be, you know, I know my friends well enough to kind of know who would like it and who wouldn't, right? You know, because it's not, I'm not trying to be silly in a way that makes people uncomfortable, right? I want to make them happy, you know, because they're my friends. And I feel like, you know, one of my friends that would most appreciate a pumpkin is Corrales. And so I love the idea of one of the pumpkins being a Corrales face, right? He would appreciate it. Although I don't know if his country has a concept of Halloween or carving pumpkins. I feel like of all the hermits, in some ways, he would be the most recognizable, because I was thinking, like, oh, how would I make a B-dubs pumpkin recognizable? And honestly, it wouldn't be as easy as making a Corrales pumpkin recognizable, right? So I'm just trying to give you guys kind of an idea of the spectrum of thought that we're looking at here. Liara, welcome to the stream. It's me, it's Joe Hills. You've seen me on stream before. And I'm singing your name some more. Liara. Yeah, see, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, Liara doesn't mind having her name sung. But some people wouldn't like that. And so in the same way, some people wouldn't like pumpkins of themselves made. So, you know, making, I think Corrales would be the hermit, the top, America's next top appreciative pumpkin hermit would be Corrales. If I made a Cleo pumpkin, she would be like, Joe, no, why? So, yeah. Anyway, Radio Suicide says, we have Halloween in Sweden, but not much pumpkin carving. No, that's fair. Yeah, but I feel like the Corrales face, so what I want to do is I want to do a Corrales face, but mashed up with some sort of, like, you know, the Corrales face works in so many different contexts. You know how Corrales sometimes makes, like, the Corrales Asuma or whatever? Where he'll, like, put his head on, like, the B and be B-Rallis or whatever. Corrales did deliver pumpkins last year. You're right. So, if I was going to mash up Corrales with some sort of visually distinctive figure from, like, horror movies. Does anybody know if Corrales likes horror movies? Does he have a favorite? That would actually be the first choice. Maybe a previous Corrales Halloween skin. Oh, I didn't know Corrales did Halloween skins. Cavman, could you share some information about what kinds of things Corrales has been on Halloween before? That would actually be super helpful. Mr. Hardluck! Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Bum ba-dum ba-dum. Ba-dum bum bum ba-da-bum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum. Bum 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 ba-da-bum. Corrales as the Scream painting is suggested by Tommy Colorado. Well, paintings are hard to do in carving. It's like a different medium. Corrales Ringu. Okay, Michael Oliver, that's a good idea. I don't like that. I don't know how I would make the hair read on the pumpkin. Corrales X Scream. The thing is with Scream, okay, you got to think about this. The Scream mask, the eyes are black, but with Corrales, the eyes are white. So ideally, it would be something that would have lighter eyes than the rest of the face, in order for the carving to read. These are the sorts of stuff you got. I approach sculpting the same way I approach poetry, far too analytically. I'm like, we want to make this rhyme. Could I use the pumpkin guts for the Ringu hair? Maybe. Dahlia says you got to use the negative space. Exactly. We need the negative space and the positive space of Corrales' face to correspond with whatever we were doing. A Jeff the Minion pumpkin. You might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. I've heard that there are rumors going around that I might have been the original voice of Jeff the Minion. Obviously, that is patently untrue. And I have no further questions. Let's go ahead and get all of these out of here so we can load the chests. Actually, we need to leave the allium in because the allium's full. The Pearl Alice face. Well, I want to do something original, though. Like, I don't want to just do the Corrales face. I want to do something that's... I feel like it's more art if it's at least a mashup, right? Like, if I'm doing the mashup, not somebody else earlier. Like, the Pearl Alice thing is awesome, and I want to celebrate it in a respectful way, but I don't want to rip it off. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like for my pumpkin carving stream, I need to do something that I feel like is mine or new. Corrales was the Scream painting one year. Interesting. Hey, we just got a tip for 5 rolling in. Thank you very much, Johanna, for the 5, who says, finally, I have some extra cash this month, and I love watching your streams. Thanks, Joe. Hey, Johanna, thank you for supporting the art and my stream in particular. It is deeply appreciated. Okay, so let's go pick up anything else that dropped in the meantime. Okay, but like, so when you think of like iconic monsters, right? You've got like the creature from the Black Lagoon. You've got the Wolfman. You've got the Bride of Frankenstein. You've got Frankenstein. You've got Dracula, and you've got the Mummy. You know, like maybe Corrales as one of those. Like, I feel like, are any of these a good pun? Caracula, the Wolfman, the Bride of Corralestein, the Corral Mummy, Corrales as Elvira, Corralvira? Hold on. Corralvira. Okay, I kind of love Corralvira. NJ, if you're still here, write that down. Write that down. That's worth writing down. Corral Elvirus. Coat Duck says, I'm not confident I want to see Corrales in an Elvira costume. Well, it would just... The pumpkin would be largely his head. Right? Does Corrales know who Elvira is, though? Because, like, in some ways, I want Corrales to recognize it. So, like, a pumpkin Dracula Corrales. Okay. Yeah. Corral Ross of Bob Ross Corrales. I do have a Bob Ross wig I can put on the pumpkin. Happy little sweet angel faces. Corral Crypt Keeper. Bob Rallis. Yeah, that's a good name since we're on. Something with the Addams Family. Could I do something with the Addams Family? You know, I don't know that any, like, I mean, Corral Lomez Adams. Like, most of their faces aren't necessarily what, like, they have very iconic costumes for the most part, but they don't necessarily have iconic faces. Other than maybe Gomez. I don't know. Corral Elvis. Mumbo Maz Adams. I feel like Mumbo is one of those people that would be like, oh, that's a great likeness of me, but I don't understand the reference. Like, I don't know if Mumbo actually knows what the Addams Family is. He's a little young. Jordan Deeks tips 3. He says, you deserve my last 3. Thanks for being awesome. Well, I hope that was your last 3 in your discretionary fund. You should really set some money aside for emergencies. But either way, thank you for supporting the stream. That puts us 12 away from the next Face Camera expansion. And thank you very much to Paul Andrusek for another 5 who says, Gomez Alice. Thank you very much. That puts us 7 away from the next Face Camera expansion. Mumbo does know movies. Yeah, they have had Addams Family movies. Are there any movie monsters that have famously large eyes? Corralo Lugosi? Corralo Lugosi. Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Gremlins, Scream, Mothralis. Furby. Baby Yoda has big eyes. What if I made Baby Corral Yoda? I could get a little burlap sack around it. I'd have to go buy burlap, but like, yeah, you can get that at any farm supply store. Okay, Gremlinite is also a great suggestion. Nobody actually said Gremlinite. Somebody said Gremralis. But look, I'm gonna say Gremlinite is also worth writing down. NJ, if you want to write down Gremlinite, please do. Okay, we need to turn this off for a little bit so the grass can regrow. Because we're losing efficiency. Gremlinite. We're talking about pumpkin ideas. And we need to go to bed before the sun sets. Okay, how are we doing on inventory space? We're doing all right, actually. So yeah, this one definitely doesn't produce as quick as the other one because it doesn't have as much space, but I mean, it's working. We've got 4.5 more stacks of orange already, and our grass is almost regrown. Oops. Pinhead Corrales is an interesting idea. Grim Fantango. Nice. Should really just have some grass blocks ready. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. So, should we offload what we got while we wait? That kind of feels like it makes sense. Are there any famous Swedish monster movies? I don't know. Meowth plus ESO is Meowtho. Midsummer is Swedish. Yeah, we could have Corrales be a bear. Bearalis. Okay, I'm realizing we should have put more of these in here. Where are my pink tulips? Michael says, Joe, you missed my super chat earlier. It's all right if you don't want to read it on stream because it's kind of a downer. No, I missed it because I missed it. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry, Michael Oliver. Yeah, thank you for the 10. That's going to put us $3 past our next face gamer expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand. Yeah, if I miss a tip like that, yeah, definitely let me know. PayPal sometimes takes a few minutes, but if you see the super chat go live on YouTube, I should have seen it. I was just in pumpkin mental mode. Sometimes when I try to imagine visual things, like my imaginative visual parts, like narrow my other focus. Michael Oliver says, hope this doesn't bring the mood down. My dad had a stroke a few months ago, and I've been taking care of him full-time while he recovers. It's been a lot, but your evening streams make it easier. Oh, that is a lot. You know what? I'm not going to lie. That's a lot, Michael Oliver. And I am glad that I can help you in some small way to do the hard work that you have to do. So, good on you. Like, that is a hard thing for anyone to have to deal with, both for your father and for you. And I'm glad that y'all seem to be... I saw you talking about your father in the chat since... And it seems like things are going well on the whole. So I'm glad for that. But yeah, I just missed that initial super chat. Sorry, my brain was just mentally fixated on like thinking about how to carve pumpkins and faces and things. But yeah, my bad, Michael Oliver. Thank you. That is always the correct thing to correct me if I miss something like that. Okay. Especially if you see me read another tip, that means I definitely mentioned it. Because it's not like I was waiting to read tips until I was done talking. But yeah, thank you. Like, it's weird how, like, imagining visual things occupies the visual part of your brain, right? This is why, like, there are certain things that you shouldn't talk to somebody about while they're driving, because it will occupy the parts of their brain they need to drive. Not that I'm, like, driving the stream, but... Okay, so let's go ahead. How are we doing on bone meal? We have not even exhausted, you know, one of these. Yeah, these are all doing pretty well. Scarth helmet. Okay. Whew. Okay, so this was a creeper hole, but we'll worry about that later. Driving streams does sound like they'd be dangerous. Some weather guys in town here will do driving streams. They'll mount a camera to the front of their Jeep or whatever and drive around to show where there's flooding, which is helpful. But, like, they're usually, like, in pairs or, you know, like, so the driver can focus a little bit on driving. Okay. How did this grass die already? That's killing my bone meal ability. I am loving how many orange flowers we are getting here. Does Mumbo actually have a mustache in real life? I don't think he does. I don't think when I've met him he had a mustache. Octok says, cognitively, people have a visuospatial scratch pad, so it's hard to look at things and imagine stuff at the same time. That's one of the reasons that I'm doing this pumpkin talk while I'm, like, just picking up blocks here, or picking up flowers, because it's, I can really kind of tune out the game and just think about the pumpkin designs, right? Mumbo is currently clean shaved. Got it. Okay. Oh my gosh! Sorry, Discord. I'm like, why isn't Discord showing up? And it's like, because it was behind the other window. Sorry, Discord. Let me just... Oh, one of the suggestions was... Okay, so some of the people in the brainstorming call were like, Joe, you already spent too much money on pumpkins. And others were like, go buy the widest pumpkin you can and carve the Ever Given into it. And then block your, the entrance to your door with it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The water's blocking the light from reaching the glass. Okay. Yurgi says there's no such thing as too much money on pumpkins as long as you have time to carve them all. That's the thing, is I've got 4 hours blocked out for carving with Cleo, and I've got time to carve with my daughter too. If you have light close to the grass, it shouldn't die. Okay, so we need to... Oh, before we had lights hanging down from the things. Hey, wonderful Eli, if you need to go to bed, lay your head down and dream. Pumpkins are more expensive this year because of the drought. That's also very true. So on the one hand, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't buy so many pumpkins. But, like, on the other hand, maybe these farmers really want to sell me as many pumpkins as I'll buy. So, I don't know. They already priced that in. But yeah, I took my daughter to a little pumpkin patch. It wasn't actually... We didn't go all the way out of town to a farm, but there is a A place where farmers take their pumpkins in the city to sell them. So, like at like a farmer's market type thing, rather than just like buying them from your random grocery store or whatever. MN Sweet says, "Hey Joe, got a baby update from when we last spoke while you were playing VR golf. It's a boy, and we are almost halfway. Well, congratulations, MN Sweet and partner. Good luck to both of you with that sweet, sweet baby boy. That MN Sweet, sweet baby boy. Good for you. Okay, it's nice to get some good news. Yay." You got the Time Traveler's book, but still need to read it. Awesome. I actually have mine right here because I was talking to Cleo about it. How to invent everything. It's got a green stripe on it, so it chromas out. But yeah, the new cover is like fancier and has like a time traveler on it. But that's the original hardback. Uh-oh, sun's getting real low. No, Moon, go back down. Don't have time for you. No, wrong. Celestial bodies switch like it's Freaky Friday up in this situation. Okay. So, I had said that this was going to be a 1 hour chill stream, and I pretty much meant it. So, is this farm ever going to be automatic collecting? No, this is going to be where I hang out when I just want to chat. This is my just chatting farm. I come out here to hang out and talk about pumpkins. That's by design. I don't want an automatic collecting farm because then I would AFK. But right now, I'm at K, and I'm happier. Kiki the Panda says, "What happened with the hornet yesterday?" Well, it didn't get into my bedroom, and then I found like 4 more hornets today. So maybe it was one of those, but I got all the ones I saw today. Yeah. Don't the flowers grow better if you talk? Well, I mean, I'm talking near them. I'm not talking at them. But okay, let's go ahead and offload this. Yeah, we'll get a saddled pig collection system later. So, away we go. Yeah, it is way more hornets than I think should be in my apartment. But one of the reasons that I'm saving a few $100s a month with this apartment versus my last one is my last apartment, the maintenance people were in charge of pest control. And here, I looked at my lease today, and I'm responsible for all pest control except for termites. Termites are the only thing that the landlord has to deal with themselves. And so, I'm going to possibly have to hire an exterminator. Although the thing is, these hornets, like, when I walk down the street, every single yard that has flowers just has these hornets everywhere. So, like, I don't think it's, like, a localized phenomena around my apartment. I think it's, like this entire, maybe the whole city, but, like, this entire part of town is just covered with these things. So, like, like, the fact that I'm only seeing a few a day inside my apartment, maybe, like, if I hire the exterminator might just be like, what do you want me to do? They're filling the neighborhood, right? Like, there's not, like, one nest. That's the problem that I can tell. I think it's just, you know, they're everywhere. Kavman says it's late in the season, so the workers from the hornet and wasp nests are wandering until they die off. They'll get places they wouldn't go earlier in the season. Okay. Do I know about my shirt with the green screen? No. But I'm famously ignorant, so that's unsurprising. Okay. So. Okay, I think we're about an hour in, minus the time, or, you know, comping the time for the stream setup and music and stuff. I need to call it a night. I've had a wild day, and you know what? I want to do a really good show tomorrow, so we can go and raid Mystery Pinball Theater with a good energy. I hate on a Friday when I'm too tired to like hang out with y'all afterwards, because that Friday night is so fun, and I love hanging out with y'all. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see who else is streaming right now. Let's see. Oh, hey, it's Thursday. Often on Thursday, I like to raid Hot Nudge. Jane.
Anyway.
Sorry. Looks like they've got Jane and Anna on the bench tonight. Well, looks like Rebecca is currently playing Flip Flop. When they play pinball, they swap out who's speaking and who's playing. And, ooh, that was a drain. So it looks like Rebecca is going to be on the bench, hanging out and chatting now. Rebecca actually helped judge our Halloween build contest for my Patreon server last weekend. She did a great job, even though she wasn't very familiar with Minecraft. She loves Halloween. She loves crafting in real life. And so it was fun to have somebody coming in and just looking at the builds purely from an aesthetic standpoint and just like appreciating like how cool these things are that y'all build, who isn't just like looking at that and going like, oh, I can deconstruct this, I know everything about Minecraft. It's like we brought in a Halloween expert, not a Minecraft expert. So she's streaming now. She's got a skeleton shirt on and the green hair, and she's hanging out with her friends Anna and Jane, who I personally owe a debt of gratitude to for hooking me up with the idea of getting that walkabout golf game that I have so much fun with. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and raid them. When you get over there, say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee.